Well, launching and retrieving your boat can be a daunting task. Don't worry, we've all been there. But the good news is that it doesn't have to be. Today, I'm going to run you through a few tips and tricks that I do to hopefully make that process for you just that little bit easier. So you can spend more time out there fishing and boating and less time worrying about what's going on at the ramp. Let's get into it. Before we can get this boat down into the water, we need to understand what the rigging zone is and what we do in that area. At every boat ramp, there's going to be a spot for you to park your boat and trailer for you to get the essentials ready before we go down the ramp. And by essentials, I mean essentials. This is not an area for you to start getting your fishing tackle prepped, tying your knots, or deciding what you're going to do for the day. This is an area for you to take off your ratchet straps, put your bung in, make sure your batteries are working and ready to go. It's really good etiquette to make sure you're only spending 1 or 2 minutes in this area and not clogging up the ramp. Right, so when it comes to reversing your boat and trailer down the ramp, there's 2 bits of advice that I was given early on in my journey that have been super helpful. The first one is how to use your mirrors. The general rule of thumb is that you need an even portion of your boat and trailer in your left and right mirror. If you see too much of your boat in your right mirror, you turn to the right, and if you see too much of your boat in the left mirror, you turn to the left. When you're going down that ramp, you want to keep everything nice and straight and have an even portion in both your mirrors. The second one is just to keep everything nice and slow and smooth. If you start turning your wheel too aggressively to the left and the right and overcompensating, it has a big flow-on effect to your boat and trailer, and you'll have to adjust everything every few meters. So just slow down, don't be in a rush, and focus on your mirrors. Okay, now we're down on the ramp, and you'll notice that I'm only taking my safety chain off now. You never want to take your safety chain off too early. That's the only thing keeping your boat secure on that trailer as you're backing down the ramp. And I've seen far too many boats high and dry on the concrete ramp because they've taken that off. Once that's done, you just want to release the pressure and undo your boat hook. And I know that this boat isn't going to fly off the ramp because I don't have traditional rollers on this. This is a drive-on, drive-off trailer. But if yours did, you should always have a rope here handy to secure your boat to the trailer. Now that that's done, I just need to jump on and slowly reverse it off. Okay, I'm comfortable with how much water I've got there in terms of my motor trim. Now it's just a matter of putting that boat into reverse. I'll have to give it a little bit of power early to get off that trailer, and then I'll go back into neutral as it drifts off the ramp. Let's do it. It's as easy as that. Let's go fishing. When it comes to driving your boat on the trailer, you've got to remember they don't have brakes. You've got to be nice and smooth on the throttles. Once that boat hits the trailer, it will automatically realign for you, just like that. And I know that boat is nice and center because I can look down the middle and it's aligned with the winch. And then it's just a matter of understanding how much water you've got to play with. I'm pretty comfortable with that. And then driving that boat nice and smoothly 3/4 of the way up the trailer. So that's now enough room for me to reach over, put the boat hook on, and then I can relax, because once that boat is secured to the trailer, it's not going anywhere, and you can either wind it up yourself to finish the process, or if you've got enough water, you can continue to drive it up. Let's do it. Well, now it's clipped in, it's time to finish that process and wind the rest of the boat up yourself, and it's really important that you wind that all the way to the top of that bumper, lock it in place, and then put that safety chain on. You do not want to drive off without this safety chain being on. Well, now that the boat is out of the water, the final step is just to make sure it's sitting straight on the trailer, and of course putting your trailer straps back on. Look, I hope that helps. There's a few little tips and tricks that I use when putting my boat in and out of the water. But the biggest tip that I've got for you is to get out there and build your confidence. Head down to your local boat ramp of a morning or afternoon on a quiet day, put your boat in and out, and find the process that works for you. Right, that's been an awesome day on the water. Time to head home.